Okay, welcome to the Trading Buddy Futures and Forex forecast for the week of February the 5th. Good to be with you again this week, traders. We've got some great markets to go over. So let's just hop to it this week, shall we? The all-important stock futures, ES, and we'll look at the Russell today as well. But we can see that I've been expecting this market to move down, and can see that we got that at the FOMC announcement, and then Thursday and Friday it just rallied. So that was a little bit unexpected for me. I was expecting a little bit more of a sell-off. It just shows how strong this market really is. And so what we need to see if we're gonna be a seller or buy back in, we're gonna need to see Monday come back to Friday's low, or obviously this little will stop indicator shows kind of where you should put your stops, and right in here at Thursday's low, around 48.66, around those levels. That's where we're going to be looking for sell signals, but the market has to get there first. The advanced decline line is still showing that divergence where the price is breaking resistance, but the advanced decline line is not. So still showing some bearish divergence. Another thing that we're seeing in the bearish divergence to be careful to keep going long is the Russell 2000. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Here's the Russell 2000. The good old Russell 2000 is showing basically following along with what the advanced decline line is doing. It's even weaker than the advanced decline line. These are the highs over here where the ES just keeps going up and keeps breaking highs, whereas the Russell keeps making new lower highs. So we're going to be definitely looking for sell signals here in the market, and I think it'll sell off in a pretty good fashion. I don't think it'll be the end of the bull market by any means. I don't think it's going to sell off 30, 40, 50%, but I think it could get down, 10, 15% before it starts to move back up in a few months. But we should be seeing some selling in the stock market. I'll be continuing to look for sell signals. Recently, as the stock market has gone up, gold and silver have gone up, but not in the recent weeks. And so it's been a little bit frustrating to see the markets hitting new highs, and then what I've been expecting for silver is to come back up into this 2450 area, and it has not. It's just been bouncing around, and then Friday had a big down day as well. So if we're going to be looking, I'm still holding on to this. This is not a fun ride. I was expecting it to go up a little bit on Thursday, Friday, and maybe be able to get out and uh, and then take a breath and take a break with this market. But we're still in, and so we're going to be watching for these lows. If it gets below 22, we're going to be out and stopped out. But if it gets up to 24, 24.50, we're going to be taking profits there as well. Gold is similar, but it's been holding a little bit stronger than silver. So it's very similar to what we're seeing, just chopping back and forth here. I've been expecting it to get back up to the 2100. It's just been undecided for the beginning of this year. So we'll continue to see if it holds. If it holds, and we'll stay in. And if it gets up to this 2100, we'll get out. Otherwise, if you'd like to get in, wait for it to come down to these lows about 20, right around that area, and then to sell probably around the 2100, looking depending on the conditions there. But that's it's in kind of a consolidation choppy range. I'm not expecting it to make a huge move unless there's some news behind it. So that's our play with the precious metals. Crude oil did get back up to that almost 80 level that we were predicting, and then it had a massive sell-off. So it happened very beginning of the week, and luckily we were out, and then it kind of sold back down. So we're looking for buy signals to get back into this market. What we would have to do is on Monday get back to Friday's high, or Monday create an apex candle, and then Tuesday break the previous day's high. And then that would be a buy signal for us to get in long on this market. But seasonally speaking, this is the time where the crude oil and the energy start to go up. So this sell-off here was a little bit of a surprise, but that's a good thing when you're on the sidelines. You can do whatever it wants. But we're looking for buy signals in crude oil. I'm also long the natural gas market. You can see that we've got a buy signal here Right around this area, once the new contract came in, right about here is where I got in, and it's come down and it's just been consolidating this week. I haven't really done anything, so I'm really looking forward to this market to come up. If it doesn't, I've got my stops below this pivot low over here. If you're looking to get in, look for this trend line here, potentially getting in or coming to Thursday's high around 2.16, 16, 17 around there if you're looking to go long. So if you can afford a contract, this is one I'm going to be looking to go long and holding on to. Grains, grains, grains. We're still waiting for grains to make a move, and a lot of times what they say is don't trade what you hope, trade what you see, and it's just in this continual downtrend here. And so I am still expecting the grains to rally. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge position on here that, even if it goes haywire, it won't break the bank. But at the same time, we want to be looking for buy signals, and the conditions of the market are just such that, the condition to be a buyer. And so every time I get a buy signal, I'm looking to get in, but I'm glad that I haven't taken extra buy signals yet. I want to see kind of that formation of a lower, kind of the conservative one that I talk about, not just the break of the trend line or the break of a three-bar reversal, but I want to see the formation of a higher low. And this would have been good had it held, right? But it came lower to this, and so this is coming to be a double bottom here as well. So this could easily come lower. And what I want to see, it's going to take a few days for it to form a higher low, something like that, and then it starts to make its move. So that's what I'm waiting for in the soybean market. Again, wheat has been a little bit stronger, and we are getting that higher low. You see that right here? That's what I'm looking for on soybeans. Right here, you can see the formation of actually on just on Friday, it actually broke that. This apex candle here needed to be broken, and those two inside candles didn't count. And so this is a higher low, and this market is looking to be primed, but we kind of like to see a break of previous pivot highs for a higher high and then a higher low, and we should be off to the races. But obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with this market. That's kind of what we're waiting for. And even though I only have one contract, I'm not going to get in anymore until I see some of that. I'm not going to anticipate that bullish move until it actually happens. So bullish on the grains, but still have to be patient. The best trade of the week was 30-year bonds. It did exactly what I was looking for. It made a break of this trend line downward and continued its rally, and it went right to my target. Unfortunately, I had my target a little bit higher than what I said. I said 124, and I had it at 124.16. And so it went a little bit higher than that. And then on Friday, it came right back down. And so I'll be looking for probably to just stay on the sidelines a little bit here with this one. Made a good profit on the bonds this week. That was my best trade of the week. And so we'll just stay on the sidelines for now and see what it's gonna do here. Cycles say that it should be going up, but everything else is kind of neutral, and so it might just the dollar has been a lot stronger than I've anticipated this year so far, and the Fed putting off the rates for a little while is probably behind that. But anyway, always nice to have a good trade under your belt and be on the sidelines and just wait and see what it's going to do next time. All right, well, now let's take a look at some of our Forex pairs that we like to look at here. Here's the dollar yen. The dollar yen started to make a move downward, breaking this and making a lower low. The thing is on Friday, we got a huge up day. And so luckily, I wasn't actually in this market, even though I am expecting it to come down. I would have been stopped out had I taken that sell signal, that entry signal there. I was kind of busy with some of my other trades. However, that just happens sometimes when you have the market do something and then the unexpected happens right after. This carryover trade is just really, really strong. And so I would expect this market to maybe break this high, create a higher high up into these levels again, maybe the 149, even try to make 150. It's not too far from 150, and then create kind of a long-term lower high that kind of starts to break down. And then when we see maybe the dollar weaken again and the yen try to strengthen itself a little bit, I think we might see a sell-off later in the springtime maybe. But it's going to take some time, and I'm going to be very patient with this. But I am going to be watching and looking for that because I think intervention might happen with this pair. a similar thing happened with the pound and the euro. I was kind of expecting to see it, break out of a consolidation like I mentioned last week, but it hasn't. It's just kind of stayed back and forth. Buying at the bottom, selling at the top has been the best play. That means overall, the last month and a half, it's been really the last 2 months, it looks like it's been coiling. And typically, after a consolidation of that long, we get a substantial expansion to one side or the other. It's feeling like it could come down at this point. The dollar still has some oomph to it, and so I would expect this consolidation area to be broken to the downside. So I'm going to be looking for that, kind of like what I mentioned with the dollar yen. I think the dollar is going to strengthen just a little bit. I've been wrong on that. And maybe I'll be wrong on the strengthening. Maybe now's the time to sell it when I've been waiting to sell it. But this is what I'm seeing here, and I'm thinking that the pound might come back down to these levels and possibly even this area, the 123 area. So we'll see how that pounds out. But it's going to break sometime, and it could break to the upside as well. So just be careful. Right now, buying at the low, selling at the high is the play, and it's been the play for the last several weeks. And here's the euro. The euro has just been steadily going down, even though it's been in a nice little channel here. It's not as level as the pound, right? So maybe that gives us another, indication that the pound's going to follow and keep going down. But the euro itself is just slowly coming down. It has a pretty nice pivot here at the 107 level, and we'll see if that holds. But if not, it's going to come back down into these 105s levels. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get just some more choppiness here in the next week. So I'm just going to be, slowly trading on that and not committing a large position to a large time frame. The euro yen has been very similar to the dollar yen, but it's been a little bit weaker. The dollar has been stronger against the yen, and you can tell that by seeing that this was Friday's up day. The dollar yen got back to these previous highs. The euro yen is still not there. So if you're going to be selling a pair against the yen, if you're going to be trying to buy the Japanese yen, right now the euro is weaker than the dollar, and so looking for sell signals in the yen is probably the best bet. But you can see how clearly this was rejected by the sellers, and the buyers, kind of got right back into it. It's still within the channel though, so what we're going to have to see is a Monday, a break of Friday's high and a continuation of that. And so that's what I'm going to be watching for, the breaks of those highs and lows, and just staying on the sideline and just taking it slow. Sometimes this time of year is probably my hardest time of year, February, March. If I look back at my stats, February and March have not, statistically speaking, not been my best months. So just due to that, I'm just going to be extra cautious with my positions and trade small and slow, and just wait for the right opportunities instead of forcing them or hoping for them. Okay. So that's a lesson that you can learn from looking at your own stats, is kind of see your own patterns, not just the patterns in the market. All right, well, that's gonna be it for me this weekend. I wish you the best with your trading this week. Don't hesitate to reach out to me at Kevin@tradingbuddysystems.com. It's my pleasure to help you out where I can and if I can. And again, hopefully you find some value in listening to the way I'm looking at these markets and what I'm looking for, and hopefully it's giving you some ideas on what you can work on. And then please consider subscribing and liking and commenting and sharing. So. Uh, Take care, and we will talk to you next week.